Good morning, good morning, good morning, you wonderful humans. Grab your salsa, grab your workout equipment, grab your water. It is time to get exercised. We'll be starting here in just a couple minutes. Go ahead and get mentally prepared. Grab what you need, grab what you want, but not what you want, and only what you need. I will see you soon. Fit. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining this morning. My name is Seth Spicer, and this is Connected Community Health Supports free live virtual exercise stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:30 a.m., noon, and 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We restream all of our videos the next day at 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m. Eastern Time, with various other videos throughout the day on Twitch. You can catch our entire playlist on YouTube from start to finish with any trainer of your choice. And good morning, Fourth Dimension. Let's do this, people. All right. So, per usual, this is an 8 exercise, 3-round circuit with 50 seconds of work to 40 seconds of rest. This is designed to make health and fitness accessible so that anybody should be able to hop in and enjoy a solid workout with this program that we've developed. If you need any sort of ambulatory aids, if you need a chair, if you need a wall, if you need a couch, go ahead and grab those things set up right now so that you can do the variation that feels best for you. And with that said, I think that's about everything. I'll give you guys everything else you need to know during the warm-up. All right. I'll start my timer and we'll get to it. All right, 4 minutes for a warm-up on the clock. Per usual, bottom to top. Today we're going hips first, step over, close the gate, hurdle step, close the gate. Again, always talk to a physician before beginning any exercise program to make sure that it's right for you. If you'd like to know what our exercise program is in advance, go ahead and reach out to us, and we'd be more than happy to share with you our exercise program. Switch legs, step over, and back. Hurl step, open the gate. Yeah, it's not confidential. We're giving away for free anyway. And as always, the workout description is going to be in the comments below. All right. Take a second, shake it out, shake it out. Get all the creakiness out of your joints. Gonna do open books, hips facing forward, arms facing forward. You're going to reach towards the back wall. Breathe in, breathe out, and reach towards the back wall. Breathe in on the way forward. Watch your hand as it goes backwards. And we're here. Bring forward, breathe in. Repeat that on each side. If you feel a cramp somewhere in your ribs, that probably means that you're doing it right. Hey, good morning, Snug. Good to see you here on this Friday morning, maybe afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Glad you're here. Nice to see you. Thanks for commenting. All right, I'm going to do a few more of the open books. I should probably actually get warmed up. And we're moving on to shoulder circles. I like to do a couple cactuses just to get that kinks worked out. All right, and shoulder circles. Again, if you're just joining this and beginning to do the warm-up with me, be sure to follow our page on whichever platform you're using if you haven't already. Comment if you have any questions, comments, of course, concerns, and tell a friend today that you think might be able to benefit from this program. We reached a lot of people so far, and our base is continuing to grow, so tell your friends not to miss out. Alrighty. And with that, we're going to go to neck circles. Bring it around town. Nice and slow. Exercise should never hurt. Should never feel painful. It might be uncomfortable, but I think you know the difference. You're the master of your body. Switch directions if you haven't already. Start looking forward to our floor touches or our glute bridges. Whichever one you prefer. Keep going with those, keep going with those. We're almost ready to start this wonderful Friday morning. Favorite Friday, as Jake always likes to say. Shout out if you see this episode, Jake. And we're going to get started in 8 seconds with our floor touch or our glute bridge. Pick your poison. Floor touch again if you're joining for the first time is just like this. 3, 2, 1, begin. Butt back, touch the floor, stand up. Push your palms down into your thighs, work your way down to the floor, and back up. And we're just going to repeat this. Going to repeat this for 50 seconds. If you can only get to here, and that's all that feels good for you, that's fine. You can go halfway down and back up. That's a solid variation, and you'll still get a workout in. Make sure we're moving nice and slow at the end range. We don't want to stress out our muscle tissue once it's under stretch. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Today's gonna be a good day. I can already tell. I hope you guys feel good this morning. Working out the kinks a little bit. I didn't move a lot yesterday because finals week, but I'm sure we're all enjoying this movement together this morning just the same. Next up, we have a reverse fly row combo. I'll retire my Taco Bell joke where I say it sounds like something you get off the Happy Meal or the $1 meal. So I'll have to come up with something new for the reverse fly row combo. Bent over position. If you need to do it one at a time for your low back, you may. All right. Reverse fly. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Arms out to the side and down. Elbows back and down. out to the side, pull them back, out and back. From the side, keep it going, here and here. Try and get those elbows as high as you can. Hold it for a second at the top, just for a beat each time. All right, keep it working. We're almost done. It's only exercise number 2. If you're already feeling it, it's gonna be a fun one for you. Hand time. Next up, we have standing arm circles. It's like the warm up, but we're gonna go a little bit slower so we feel a little bit more. It's gonna be 50 seconds worth of arm circles. It's also nice because in our overhead press, instead of just doing Flappy Birds in one range of motion, we're getting a lot more variability in our shoulders. And our shoulders love to rotate. They love to move. They were designed to move, so we shall make them move. Shoulder circles, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. Nice and tall, all the way back. Nice and slow. At the halfway point, I'll tell you to switch. If you're just joining, just starting to watch, my name is Seth Spicer. This is CCHS, Connected Community Health Support, our virtual live exercise stream. Switch directions with the arm circles. We're here trying to make health and fitness accessible, easy, and fun by removing the barriers. Starting with having to go to a gym, or with having to have experience, or with having to have money. We got you all right here. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Fantastic. Next up, we have a march with an overhead arm push down. So again, both hands up, left foot up, right hand pushing down to the floor. All right, if you need a wall to hold on to while you do it, that is completely fine. I actually recommend it. Oh, good morning. That is funky. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't come up like normal. But I'm glad you're here, happy face. We're going to start with the marching and the overhead arm push down. Hands up and push down, hand up, push down. Once you get used to this exercise, it becomes a lot easier, for sure. But I'll tell you what, happy face, it's very easy to get diverted. It's very easy not to show up. So I'm very happy that you are here. All you got to do, right? Just show up. And the rest will take care of itself. Push down, opposite arm, opposite leg. Come up closer for y'all. Push down, You should feel it in your core. 3, 2, 1, and time. We're done with that exercise. A little bit of accountability coming in here, I see. Got 3 people in the chat this morning. Glad to see you all here getting exercise together. Yeah, I did something where I went straight to live today, happy face, instead of planning a live video just to see what would happen. And I see that it didn't happen very well, so that won't happen in the future. I got you. Next up, we have our lateral squats, which I'm sure we all love. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Nice wide stance, like you're sitting in a chair to one side and up. Only go as low as you feel comfortable, and up and down and up. Try and keep your feet flat on the floor the entire time. My away leg is pretty much straight the entire time. I feel a little bit of a stretch on my inner leg, and that's good. Again, when you work a stretch, when you're stretching actively, which means you're using your leg to support or push down. You're using the same muscles that you're stretching. It becomes more sticky. It hangs around. Your mobility stays increased. All right. And of course, this is with our strength gains and time that come from a single leg workout. We love it. Also, the whole goal here is to create an exercise community. So when I see people in the chat, chatting with each other, makes the heart happy. I appreciate you all. No better way to start a day on a Friday morning here in the United States Eastern Time. Next up, we have push-ups. Find yourself a wall. Find yourself a couch. Find yourself a floor. We're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin. I'm starting off with a full push-up, and I'm sure about halfway I'll regress. Keep on working. Keep that core tight. Don't let the low back sag. We're all in this together. I'm going to the knees. Keep going. You want to go for the full time. Make the exercise easier before you take a break. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Yeah, you always want to go through the full range of motion. You always want to go through the full range of motion. It's better for your muscle tissue. There we go. And if it gets too hard, don't be afraid. I implore you to find a wall, a couch, go to the knees, all right? It's a long workout, and it's all aerobic. If you can't hold a conversation with me, believe it or not, I can't hear you when you cuss at me. If you can't hold a conversation with me, you're going a little too hard. Next up, shoulder extensions, bent over position, throwing the arms back. 3, 2, 1, begin. I'm just kidding. I can't hear all the bad stuff you might say at the end of the push-ups because this is completely anonymous, which is one of the perks. Because some people, you don't want to go out and be in front of a trainer. You don't want to have to exercise in front of people. For some people, that's actually a major barrier, is not feeling comfortable exercising in front of other people, which is why we're doing it like this. You can see me. I can't see you. Comment if you like. But at the end of the day, you're just enjoying a nice exercise in the privacy of your own home. Overhead and back. Overhead and back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Got the heart rate up today. If you ever do have an Apple Watch or a smartwatch that takes your heart rate of any kind, you're going to want your heart rate max at about 55% of your max heart rate. Max heart rate is the number 220 minus your years in age. So for example, 220 minus 24, 196 should be my max heart rate. 55% of that is what we're aiming for. Inchworms or a crawl. Again, we're here. Hands down to the floor. Walking forward into a crawl position. And we're beginning in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hanging out with the crawl. We're right here just hanging out. Go ahead. Stay there. Keep working. If you need a variation and you don't feel comfortable on the floor, hear me now. You're going to grab a chair and push down into it. Actively push the chair into the floor like you're trying to push a pole down into the dirt. And that should feel like a core exercise as well. 9 seconds left if you need. Drop down to knees into a tall plank, pulling yourself forward like a zombie crawling across the ground. 3, 2, 1, and time. That's the end of round number 1, folks. We're going back to the top. which means it's time for a quick water break. Refreshing. Hydrating during long bouts of exercise is good. You never want to be lightheaded. So it's good to stay hydrated before you begin as well. All right, your hinge, floor touch, or glute bridge starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. And we're up and at it. You can be doing floor touches if they feel better for you. This is still a hinge motion, just like the floor touch. It's just a variation for if you feel comfortable getting to the floor. I know a lot of people may not. Maybe you have bad knees. Maybe you're getting a little older. Completely all right. Maybe you just don't feel like it. So floor touches are for you. I like glute bridges because I feel like they're a little more direct to gravity. Or should I say perpendicular. Really feel it in the glutes with myself like this. 3, 2, 1, and time. Whew. That one felt good. Next up, we are returning to our reverse fly row combo. We decided to include this as a combo this week because we said reverse flies get boring. And Jake said, what if we did a little combo thing like this? And he showed me. And I said, you know what? You're a genius, Jake. We're doing that. And now we're here. Reverse fly, row combo. Starting the bent over position. And 3, 2, 1, begin. Reverse fly, pull it back. Arms out to the side, pull the elbows back. Don't think about it too much. Out to the side, pull back. It's kind of like our open books that we do in the warm-up. We're fixing our posture. I know I sit most of the day after this, unfortunately. I wish I was in the woods, but I can't play around all day. This undoes all the hours of bad posture. Pulling everything back. 3, 2, 1, and time. Alrighty. I managed to sleep a full 9 hours last night, and it feels great. If you don't sleep 8 to 9 hours every night, sometimes your schedule doesn't permit, but y'all should try it. All right, it feels amazing, and it's kind of like exercise for your brain. It helps a lot. Next up, we have arm circles, starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. I know for a lot of us that's the hardest part, though, is finding time, making time, or unless you get to bed and you've made time to sleep 8, 9 hours a night, but you just can't manage to fall asleep. Well, that's a different discussion that we could get to have. Some people have sleep apnea, and then of course you just have to go to a physician to get that diagnosed. Switch directions with the arm circles. But for a lot of us, maybe you found that your sleep has improved just on the nights that we do this exercise together. If that's not it, make sure you're not getting exposed to blue light an hour before sleep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. You say, Seth, why shouldn't I be exposed to blue light? What's wrong with staring at my phone? Well, I'll say, when blue light enters your optic chasm, as it passes down to your brain, it passes a thing called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, which is responsible for melatonin production. And blue light inhibits that, and it says, no more sleepy sleep for you. So, long story short, stay away from blue light an hour before bed, kids. Next up, we have our marching with an overhead arm push down, starting in 3, 2, 1. Arms up, push down, arms up, push down, arms up, push down. It should feel like a standing crunch. Push down. Here. Again, if you need something to balance with, that's completely fine. If you want to be against a wall because you don't feel stable, going onto one foot, also fine. Keep the hands up. Reach to the sky the whole time. It's like a standing crunch. That's why it's core exercise number 1. And time. Good work, good work, good work. Again, this is Friday, day number, day 18 now? Holy crap, the way time flies. Thank you all for joining. If you're just joining now, my name is Seth Spicer. This is Connected Community Health Support's free live virtual exercise stream. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:30 a.m., noon, 5:30 p.m., all Eastern time. The next exercise we are doing together is fine Friday morning, our lateral squats. Lateral squats. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? Wide stance and begin. Push out to the side, sit back. Push out to the side, sit back. We're here and we're here. And as you work lower and lower, you'll get a greater range of motion. And you're probably saying right about now, but Seth, you said that a greater range of motion is always ideal. And I stand by that. However, we don't have a really great way to regress this exercise such that we can get more full range of motion unless you have TRX bars in your home. Maybe you've got a dog that you can support yourself with, a big dog. But unless that's the case, unless Fluffy is a mastiff, maybe not. Time with that exercise. I always feel like a mixed martial artist after that one. Feels good. It's good. Anyway, next up we have our push-ups. Find yourself a couch. Find yourself a wall. I'm using Coucho. This time, Wally, you're still in my repertoire. I haven't forgotten about you, buddy. All right, starting in 10 seconds with the push-ups. Find yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. I can do this for 50 seconds. Therefore, I will. Make sure whichever stable surface you pick is secure enough that it won't break. You don't need shards of Coucho in your chest when you're trying to do a push-up. All right, keep working. 20 seconds left. Keep that core tight. Hips tucked up underneath you. Do not let that low back sag. Keep it working. 10 more seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I counted too fast. We're done. You're welcome. Free few seconds right there. All right, we're almost done with set number 2. We have our shoulder extension, shoulder flexion combo coming up next. Also known as fighter pilots for a reason. I'm glad we finally got to touch on sleep there for a second. If you have any more questions, shoot them into the chat about any of the topics I discussed during these live exercise streams, and I'll be more than happy to answer them when I get a second. Maybe in between rounds, maybe during a round. Bent over position. Ready, set, shoulder extensions, arms extended, and flex them forward all the way. Shoulders extended, hold at the top, hold at the top. Push them back, push them forward. Push them back, push them forward. And we're carrying on. Again, if you need to do it one arm at a time. That's completely fine as well. Whatever feels good for you. If your low back ever hurts during this, I recommend putting one hand down on the thighs, one forearm on the thigh. Keep it working. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, and we're recovered. Next up, we have inchworms or a crawl. Again, you have a variation of this that you can do on the wall. That rhymed. Pretty good. The variation is basically mountain climber. You're pushing into the wall, and we're doing high knees. All right, that's in case you don't feel comfortable going to the floor. Again, you may also find a chair and just push the chair into the ground, almost trying to raise your low back into the sky. Inchworm to a crawl, starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. Roll it forward as far as you feel comfortable. And now we hang out together. When you do go to move with the crawl, we use opposite arm to opposite leg. So my right arm and left foot step together. Left arm, right foot. Right arm, left foot. Everybody clap your hand. I guess not. All right. But if you do want to move or crawl, it's alternating in case you get bored in this position. In the crawl, the baby crawl position is a favorite of many athletic performance or personal training places of work. Methods, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Now, let me tell you, it works for a workout too, as I'm sure you're aware now. All right, we're gonna give ourselves an extra 10 seconds break on this rep, on this round. That was the bottom of number 2. You know, water was originally only hydrogen. It was H. And then somebody drank it and they went, oh. So, you know, people started saying H2O, HOH, H. Never mind. Bad joke. Next up, floor touches. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready. Begin. You can choose a glute bridge if your heart desires. I like the humble floor touch. It's almost as if you're picking up a big package off the front porch. Picking up a package off the front porch. Nice and slow at the bottom, hand up. Push the butt back like you're trying to reach towards an object behind you with it. Keep on working. Everybody talks a lot in the chat at the beginning, and then they get going in the exercise, and nobody has time to chat anymore. Completely kidding. That's understood. It's like people are getting tired or something. And time. I'm not getting tired. I don't know about you guys, but I really don't feel a thing. Next up, we have round number 3. Exercise number 2, horizontal pull, reverse fly row combos. All right. Starting in 10 seconds. Got to hit on sleep. I've hit on nutrition before. This is obviously the physical activity component of CCHS. Good stuff. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Reverse fly row combo. Reverse fly row combo. Again, it's completely beginner friendly. You don't need any equipment to join. Tell your friends. Today is 45 minutes. We came from a 30-minute block of exercise. And you'll always have the option to do 30 or 45 minutes worth of a session, no matter what kind of thing we're going through. What I mean by that is that eventually the next set, the workouts go for 60 minutes. But some people don't have time for that, and I understand that. So we're going to do 2 sets of 30 seconds. I'm sorry, 2 exercise sessions of 30 minutes. Time. 2 exercise sessions of 30 minutes. So that if you only have time for one, I still want you to show up, do that one, and then we can take our second, catch our breath, orient ourselves. The people that need to go to work can go to work, and then the people that have time to stick around and do a second 30-minute session can stick around and get those gains for progressive overload. Of course, one of the most important variables in successfully reaching your weight loss or health goals is just to progressively increase the volume, right? And that is exactly what we aim to do. Standing overarm, arm circles in 3, 2, 1. Get them going. Nice and slow. This is a nice, again, everything is oriented so it's beginner friendly, or even if you're not a beginner, this should still be a pretty solid workout. You can change the intensity within our given time frames to make it harder for yourself. We had somebody reach out to us yesterday about like consumer marketing, basically doing reviews, being like an influencer, which really just means product reviews. And I was like, at the end of a video, if I took like a protein powder or something and I reviewed it with Jake and Adam, would that be good? Would you all like that? Is that stupid and should I shut up? 3, 2, 1, time. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We basically use a couple extra bucks to pay for the streaming platform and to hopefully get our free health coaches up and online this summer for one-on-one health coaching. Love that idea. Next up, we have marching with an overhead arm push down. Wunderbar. Wonderful. All right, ready? Arms up. And begin. Push down. Alternate. Push down. I like to think of it as a crunch from the top. It's like you're wearing these big boots with high heels, and you got to push some mud off the bottom of them while you're holding up a baby child. You've got dog food in your hand, and you're going to feed your dogs or your kids. It's all the same. You got to push them off your feet as you step over, trying to get to the dinner table. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Next up, we have our lateral squats. Squats. All right, next up we have our lateral squats. We're almost done. We're working through it here. Lateral squats, 50 seconds. Halfway through exercise round number 3. Hopefully you're feeling pretty good by now. Starting in 10 seconds. Squat pattern with a single leg to make you feel strong. And 3, 2, 1, ready, begin. Push it out to the side like you're sitting in a chair. Push it out to the side like you're sitting in a chair. If you need a cue, you absolutely may. Grab a chair. Put your right leg in front of it. And push your butt back to sit in it and stand up. Again, I'm still in a nice wide stance. Right leg in front of the chair. Wide stance. Push your butt back to the right and stand up. Back to the other side and stand up. It's a really effective cue for me. Of course, you might want your chair to be a little higher, but at the end of the day, that is the pattern that we are going for. 3, 2, 1, and time. Now, I feel like even since I've started, I've said feeling a lot better in terms of pain in my neck or my traps, even my low back myself as well. But also, I can't help but feel that just from leading this exercise stream, And my arms and shoulders are also feeling a little bit better than when we started. So a little bit of bro science for you, aside from the real science, works well. Consistency, friends, is the most important part. Next up, push-ups. Then 3, 2, 1, begin. I'm going right from the knees this time so that I can maintain it for all 50 seconds. Because last time, the last 10 seconds weren't very productive. Keep on trudging. Halfway. Ten, 9, keep working. 3, 2, 1, and time. Woo. All right. Shoulder extensions from the bent over position. Absolutely lovely. You're probably getting to the last 2 exercises here, and you're starting to think about the wonderful protein-dense micronutrient, which is mineral and vitamin-dense food that you're going to have for breakfast. Might I recommend spinach? So wonderful. You do have to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of lemon juice, maybe a little bit of butter. But with that, it tastes great. Bend over position, hands on the knees, starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. Our hands back, hands forward, hands back, hands forward. Of course, not just spinach, but spinach complementary to other things. You guys know what's going on here in the shoulder extension and shoulder flexion. By now, keep working, keep working. Ooh. Keep working with the shoulder extension, shoulder flexion. Fourth dimension, that's a fantastic question. And let me tell you, I'm gonna give you a full answer here in 10 seconds. 9, 8, keep working. Shoulder extension, the shoulder flexion, shoulder extension, shoulder flexion, and time. So we program in the amount of times a week I would like you to do this exercise. So what that means is progressive overload means we increase the volume and frequency as the program goes on. This is actually a 52-week pre-planned program, such that right now we're doing 45 minutes 3 times a week. The next step is 60 minutes 3 times a week. And then after that phrase, it resets to 4 times a week for 30 minutes. And then 4 times a week for 45 minutes. So all you have to do is show up. And then we'll make sure that we progressively overload you, but without going too much so that it burns you out. All right? 3, 2, 1. We're onto the inchworm, into the crawl, or we're doing the knee raises on the wall. All right, and I'm gonna hang out here with y'all. Yes, the daily recommended amount of exercise from all the governing bodies and such. It's a lot more than what we're currently doing. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's somewhere in the range of basically like 30 minutes to an hour a day. If we want to have if you're aiming for weight loss and you want to have successful weight loss without dietary intervention, you're looking at 400 plus minutes a week. And again, the problem is we can't just start and blast off to that amount of time, right? Nobody would do it. So we're slowly easing ourselves in, and time. We're slowly easing ourselves in over the course of this exercise program, right? So by the time we're done, we're going to be doing 6 times a week for 60 minutes. And as you can imagine, that's a lot more, right? But, big but. The intensity relative to your training level, because we progress it slowly over time, should feel the same. And what I mean by that is, as we progressively adapt to the exercise demands that we're giving you, we're doing it slowly enough such that you should never feel like you can't come exercise. Thank you, timer. So that you feel like you can't come exercise the next day. All right. If you wake up the next day and you're absolutely blasted sore, Well, that means that either we need to recover more, aka sleep more. Maybe you had a bad night's sleep. Maybe you aren't eating enough protein, right? 1.2 to 1.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Or maybe we're just going too hard during the workouts and we need to find regressions that are a little easier. Maybe move from the push-ups on the floor to the push-ups on the wall so that we can hit them every single day. And that was the wonderful question. That was an absolutely wonderful question. And I'm glad I could address it for you here at the end of the stream. If there's any more questions or follow-ups to that, feel free to shoot them into the chat. Now is our cool down time. All right. So make sure you're giving yourself some bear hugs. You're shaking it out. You're getting your heart rate down after that exercise, after the session. All right. Shake your legs out. I'll wait for any questions in the chat. As I cool down a little bit myself. I know my arms could use a little shaking it out. Tantrums overhead, like you're banging on a drum. Probably looks a little bit like a jellyfish. All right. And of course, after the workout is the best time to stretch because again, stretching is kind of like tearing a sponge in the sink. If it's dry, you can tear it in half. If it's wet though, you're going to have a hard time. That analogy goes directly to our muscles, where if you have blood flow to the muscles, which that's what happens with a warm-up, is you bring blood flow to the muscles, among a barrage of other things that are good for you. But if you bring blood flow to the muscles, it's much less likely that you're going to be injured. All right. And that's how we hit our major joints that should be mobile during the exercise: our neck, our shoulders, our thoracic spine, and our hips. Right. All right. So yeah, thank you for the question. Good morning, everyone. This is a great way to start a Friday. Feel good about that session. That one seemed pretty smooth. I hope you all agree. Tell your friends, tell your family, share it on social media if you'd like. You don't have to, but it would mean the world to us. Our base is continuing to grow and the support is there. So thank you all very much for that. We love getting the word out. And at the end of the day, try as we will. Our success of making health and fitness accessible is partially thanks to all the people out there that are supporting us and sharing what we're doing. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Seth Spicer at connected, chs30@gmail.com. That's connected, spelled the same way as Connected Community Health Support, connected, chs30@gmail.com. With any questions, comments, concerns, anything you don't feel comfortable putting in the chat, and I'd be more than happy to help you out. Cheers. See y'all next time. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much for the mention. You have a wonderful weekend yourself. Hope it's full of activity, healthy food, sleep, and a little bit of fun. I'll see y'all Monday at 7:30 a.m. when I'm officially done with my semester. Have a great weekend, y'all. See ya.